I did a video on my Rod Hayes page about a couple of weeks before they took it down, that I was explaining to people occupying Pelosi's desk. And I showed him where he put in the public domain that he was sent by us.
Black Pawn.
Right? And he told them that he was part of the QAnons. And he told them that he was in special forces in the United States Marines on special assignment. And then he went in there and kicked his feet up and planted the Old Glory, the flag of the land, behind the Admiralty flag to recover the jurisdiction.
Yes.
So that shift us from Admiralty and maritime jurisdiction and put us back under the law of the land, which is the tribal laws that we had that predate the Constitution. But the Constitution has always been in effect ever since we've been here, because part of the chief becoming a chief, he used to have to remember each part of it, and not until it was totally memorized could he attain the office to be a lawgiver in the community, because the Constitution had to be known by heart, because it got to be in your heart.
Okay, with that, what's the significance of Trump pleading the fifth 44 times?
That was a message directly to Malik Angel Bay that he see you and he coming to get you.
I figured that. Nice.
The fifth is the 5-point star, Peace Stone Nation. 44 is Chief Malik Angel Bay angel number.
Nice. I figured that. Now,
so he was letting him know that when I say free Larry Hoover, I mean free motherfucking Chief Malik Angel Bay. Period. I don't just mean because my chief, he ain't the only one of the chiefs. And Mama said ain't no big eyes and no little U's. Big Mama said don't leave no stone unturned. So everywhere I see a chief in crisis, I'm going to fucking say something.
Okay.
And when I say something about one, it applies to all of them, whether they the male chiefs or the female chiefs. And we got more female chiefs than we got male chiefs.
Very true.
That's how we end up having a matriarchal society. I got 26 seconds.
Brittany Garner. What's the significance of her and why are they holding her? Who are they trying to exchange her for? They won't tell us what to exchange for. Like, who are they trying to exchange her for and why? They tricked her into going over there. I think that was a whole setup. And anyway, really? You're going to hold her and she's playing for your team? Like, is that like a smokescreen, a distraction, or is this like a bigger play?
Course of my travels. Earlier today, I did a little short video where I went and showed y'all where all of the different artifacts that I picked up on my travels. Now, as a traveler, you collect souvenirs, and your souvenirs, normally they identify you with some kind of attachment or recognition to the energy related to what it means, right? What it means. And so you go and you find the pieces to the puzzle. We've been broken families for a long time. So when I first passed the Blue Lodge and yes, Catherine Marie Jackson, I'm aware of the Ethiopian Coptic Bible that goes back, and I have checked it out, and I have reviewed it, and it's all part of the studies and the travels. If I did not encounter the Coptic Bible, the Ethiopian Bible, and various other Bibles, then I wouldn't have been able to have the discernment
to read the signs in order to make it to this point. Remember, the enmity was put between the seed of the woman and the serpent, right? So Abraham's family was afflicted in the foreign land. The families were broken up, as it say, when the Christ was crucified, and they cast lots for the garment. The people weren't allowed to roam the free land, so you see Christ's crucifixion, feet nailed. All these things are legendary myths, and so you see us as we trying to see the riddle of life, and you go through the internalizing of the icon or the hero in the whole spirit of that hero in order to see from somebody else's eyes what they're looking at in order to find the key. Now, in the course of this, I have to learn how to read the signs through broken mirrors. It's called the shattered mirror effect. So all of these signs are scattered throughout my life, and I have to put life together and form a family bond. This was the instructions that we had if we want to get out of here. How you doing, Juanita? So we move on to the next thing. There's a couple things we got to touch on today. God heard a cry. When you heard the cry, when you made a sound, pointed your joint to the sky, let off a round. No man couldn't feel that black man's pain. Okay, so now I'm about to go into my posts from today and kind of like touch on a couple of things. Today, a shyster was trying to get me to send him $700 for a $70,000 payout. He wanted me to send him $700 for a $7,000 payout. That gets my attention because the sevens is my number. What do this mean? So now I got to figure out what it means. So while I'm going through here, getting ready to pull my page up, and show y'all a couple of things. So that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. So now I got to go through all this, and I got to tie a couple of things in order. Finally, I get to reveal Isis, right? The Queen of Heaven and Earth as God. The Pope being on their seat. Now, there's one thing left. I got to restore the Caliphate. In Islam, I have to restore the Caliphate. That's going to be a task. Because the Quran that they have is not the Quran that was left to them. And when the patriarchs took over the Vatican and they destroyed all of the Hafiz, they killed all the Hafiz and burnt all of the legitimate copies of the Quran they could find except for the one they kept for archive in the Vatican. They replaced it with a book out of Rome and even the legends surrounding that after Muhammad when they tried to destroy what they called the Ahlul Bayt, the family of the house. Now, what y'all not paying attention to is Muhammad had no wealth until he married Khadijah. She had joined the monastery of the Catholic Church and had gave her wealth to the church, but the church wanted to control Islam, so they gave her wealth back and told her to go marry Muhammad. That's matriarchal. So Khadijah was the Black Madonna that the Pope supplanted. When he pushed her out of the Catholic Church in the Madonna seat, then Mother Khadijah was moved. Right? So, in order for her to be protected, Muhammad commissioned what we know today under the tents of Qadar as the Sharif. They were supposed to be guardians of the righteous. Now, how can I get to all to understand who Khadijah is? Right? This is the mother of the faithful in Islam, is what she's called, the mother of the faithful. Now, y'all got to pay attention. because we have to put the Madonna back in her seat. Now, Isis is referred to as Mary because the term Mary means rebellious woman. So in Islam, what took place was this. When they got Khadijah to marry Muhammad, Muhammad, through the family of the house, her house, swore to guard and protect the family of the house, the holy blood, the queen seat, or the high priestess seat of heaven and earth, Mother Khadijah. Now, I have to tie this back. I have to tie this back to Maryam. I got to tie this back to Mariama. This is Mosque Mariama in Chicago. Fruit on deck. So this is Mosque Mariama in Chicago, because in Islam, Mary is called Mariama. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to go to that, because Mother Khadijah of the Nation of Islam is Queen Mother Isis. She is to be restored as Caliphate, the mother of the righteous and the mother of the faithful. This is the return of the ancient ones. This is the restoration of the glory seat. Farrakhan, I told you, this is where you see her on her throne. Khadijah is the mother of the faithful. Look it up. All of them gave me the clues. Betsy Ross was her slave name. Who made the American flag? That was just the key. That was just the key. Because the flag story does not add up. It's an incongruency there. So that means that there's something else there. So her name was Betsy Ross as the cloak. That was the disguise to let me know how to find Isis, the queen of heaven and earth. Now we got another problem here. We got another problem. Because if she's over here, who the fuck is that over there? Now, everybody that already said Francis was the imposter. Now I told y'all it was some foul shit going on. Right? Now I showed y'all already. Everybody know what's going on. This is not haphazard. So, in the quest to restore balance back to earth, under the orders of Mott, by the evidence provided by the CASHAPP, Mother Khadijah is the Queen Isis, the mother, the queen of heaven and earth. I am the widow's son. I am crown prince of heaven and earth. Now, I'm going to walk you through some signs. I am the self-raised master, the master of masters. And everything I have shown you has proven this. But there's one thing that you got to understand. Because if you don't know who God is, you're about to find out. The black stone, I told you what it was. Now we're finna show you what it is. Now, remember when we went yesterday, we went over the 5% information. And I showed you the Melanica, the Palace of the Rising Sun. We went over the Vesica Pisces. And the Vesica Pisces being the identifier, right? The Vesica Pisces being the identifier. So now, when we go up and we look at the Kaaba, now remember, it's a circle and a square, right? The builders built the box to house the mother, Alat. I'm about to lay it out for y'all now. Because if y'all sitting here thinking God is a man, are you insane? God cannot be a man. The Black Madonna returns. Francis, you gotta go. I'm finna show my people. I got everybody tied together in this. Everybody tied together in this. So let's go. We finna go do. This is the Kaaba. This is the Kaaba of Mecca.
Get back.
right? But if we do our part, they're going to make sure that it's enforced from a galactic perspective.
Right. How bad, famo? This we let the cat out the back door. This man and caught a rat and broke his neck. I gotta take him out. This little guy gone.
The cat caught a rat.
Hey, that must be some type of sign, huh?
Hey, yeah, definitely a sign. What color is your cat?
Black.
Okay.
There you gone. You had him outside? Yeah, she was in here panicking. That's why.
Well, you know, women don't really care for them rodents too much.
Right.
Unless they grow up playing with them as part of their, you know, their culture.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and wash these hands real quick. Right. Somebody. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that shit all night. Cause the other day, my bad, maybe you can't hear me. Cause the other day, I got another sign from Spirit. Like Hawks is one of my totems. And I see him everywhere I go. And the other day I'm driving down the road and a hawk swooped in front of the car with a rabbit. He didn't caught a rabbit. And he, like, Rob, when I tell you I had to brake because I was about to hit the hawk and the rabbit, like, dead ass I had to brake. And I'm like, okay. That's God telling me it's time to strike. It's time to do what I'm supposed to be doing. But, man, these little messages be coming now. As soon as you tap in, it's like they come nonstop.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. Everything is a message, but we don't read everything as a message.
Mm-hmm. That's real. Ain't no coincidences. I see it in everything now to the point where I be feeling like paranoid. I be like, come on now, you can't think of everything. Got to be symbolism.
Well, stop telling yourself that, because that's where the paranoia comes from. If you go back to Elijah Muhammad said there's been thousands and thousands and thousands of signs. This shit is about to be a wrap. Elijah Muhammad said that back in the 60s. Right? So how many more signs has been given to us since then? So it's a lot of signs that we haven't been reading. We just been letting them go past, trying to fit into the society that was designed to oppress us.
Yep, put a cage on my mind, basically. Because once I remove that prison of a thought process, then I'm able to really tap in and allow that to become a part of my intuition. But sometimes, you know, like I said, because I'm like, damn, that can't be a sign. Because, like, literally, it's like all that numbers on top of that. It's like numbers to the point where I don't even look up the meaning of numbers anymore because I know them all by heart.
Mm-hmm. So that's when you start using numerology and gematria in real time, and that even fines tune the message. So the message becomes easier to assimilate when you understand what numbers mean. Because this is why you wear a watch. This is why you're supposed to wear a watch. We got cameras on our phone. Clocks on our phone now, because the every second of the day is a new set of numbers. Think about that. Every second of the day is a new set of numbers. And those same numbers several times a day are anagrams of one another. Those are what you call connection points. Right? So 24 hours in a day, but 12 months in a year. Right? So they say one day to the year. That means it took a whole year for it to happen. So in 12 and 24 is 36, and 3 and 6 is 9, and that's the turnaround.
Right. And 12 is 3. 24 is 6. And you add them together, then you get 9.
Yep. It got to be able to work frontwards and backwards in order for it to fit into an accurate read. Right? So the 369 is a code. It's a universal code for turning something around, or when you get to what we call 3-point convergence, that's GPS. So you need 3 points of convergence in order to get past the 2-point coincidence factor. Anything more than 2 is no longer coincidence. That means that, pay attention, this is a real sign. Right? That's how GPS need 3 points of convergence to get you to your location.
What do they call it?
Triangulation.
Triangulation. There it is.
Mm-hmm. So that's why when you see, like when I watch a tarot card reader, I can read more into the cards than she reading, because I'm starting with how long did it take her to do this read? What do those numbers mean? Okay. Now, what's the title of the spread? Right? Because that's the theme. That's the mission statement. Right? So the mission, under the mission statements, is the details of the mission. Right? We call it the question and answer, or the query and the response. The universe is telling us something. We use an oracle means to focus the energy in, like lights going through a magnifying glass, until we can explain clearly what it is that we see. The more things that we know the meaning of, the more accurate we can get an oracle read. That's what this question right here, the answer to that is, that was before the end of the contract. If you do it now, you are resurrecting the dead contract. You revisiting the contract that is no longer enforceable.
I'm telling you. So the Vesica Pisces was the diamond. The diamond is represented by the rock, you know, which also ties me to Puffy Combs, because if you look, you'll see the pictures of the association of Sean Combs and Puffy. But it also ties me to Prince in Paisley Park through Bad Boy Records, because the Bad Boy also is known as the Rude Boy. And Prince used to call himself Rude Boy. But Rude Boy is a Jamaican term for a specific character or dude, what we call him in America a thug, which ties me back to Tupac. I'm telling you, the circle continues. The circle is never broken. All this shit connected. Donald Trump out the Red Lodge. He can go ahead and drop the hammer on their head now. If I ain't showed you motherfuckers yet, y'all, whatever y'all need to see from here, all you got to do is message me and I'll tell it to you. If you don't know, I know how to read the signs. And if you don't know that the book that couldn't be read, I'm the only motherfucker to read it. And if you don't know that I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born, then you need to go bury your head under a rock. So, any questions before I get out of here? I came so y'all don't have to suffer. I came to break the motherfucking chains and relieve the pain. You don't have to get from under it if you don't want to. I'm not staying. I'm not staying depressed. I'm not staying held down. I'm not staying subjugated. Now, if y'all like that lifestyle, right, I can put y'all in that. I can make sure that you can continue to suffer all you want, but you won't do it around here. They got transportation for all you motherfuckers that don't want to be here on my watch. Because I already had people tell me if I took the world over, they don't want to be here. They don't want to be here because they're scared I'm going to tell them to do some shit that they supposed to do anyway. The shit they already supposed to do. All y'all job now is to take these videos. It's the fifth. This is the 6th one. No, this is number 7. And that makes sense. This is the 7th video. Take this information to your preacher. Lay it out in front of him. Tell him to watch it all before he respond. Tell him he's gonna be what you call that? Irritated, agitated, enraged, and angered. He's gonna be pissed off. and he gonna look stupid as fuck, but he gotta give you an answer. So, so far we sent 4. These next 3 I'm gonna put up as another post. So, y'all know that the 7th seal is officially broken and the 7th sun has officially risen to the highest position. Ain't nowhere else to go from here. I'm bumping my head on the ceiling on the other side of the glass ceiling that's on the other side of the glass ceiling. Ain't nowhere else to go. I can't rise higher than mama. It's not possible. It's not possible for me to be greater than that which I came from. But I can tell you this. It's possible for everybody to attain what I attained through diligence and hard work. Don't cry about that shit. Strap your motherfucking nuts on. Put on your whole armor of God. Or in this case, your whole armor of rod. Go out there. Challenge them motherfuckers with the facts. If I didn't bring the facts, they got to outdo what I did. If my shit not right, they got to show you some shit that's more correct and more right than I done showed you already. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to tell you that I'm not who I say I am. Because I told y'all, any man that say he the Christ right now is a goddamn lie. The Christ is the Queen Mother Isis. I am the widowed son. The one that was born later. I'm the afterthought. And that's why everybody treated me like an afterthought. I should have had a baby before that nigga died. Let me go back and make one based off his energy signature just like him. I didn't even think about that when that motherfucker was here. I was too in love with that motherfucker. I need a duplicate. Wait, I don't need no man because can't no other man make no duplicate. Wait a minute, I got his energy. I got his seminal signature in my queen's chamber. All I got to do in my brain is send it to the king's chamber, shoot it down my spine, let it meet with an ovum, shoot it through my fallopian tube and rest in my uterus. That's the portal of life, and it'll correct any mistake I made because that's the queen of heaven and earth, and that's how parthenogenesis work within her. Immaculate conception, no semen. You need no goddamn man. You motherfuckers weak. So now you gonna understand why when I tell y'all that these women not gonna accept no weak ass niggas no more. Y'all niggas gonna have to strap y'all nuts on. Do y'all work. I ain't do this shit to degrade no motherfucker, to make no motherfucker look bad, none of that. I ain't happy on this motherfucker the way it is. I ain't happy on this motherfucker the way it is. As long as these babies is food and sex toys, I'm not happy. As long as the women ain't allowed to be free and flourish as women and the feminine nature is gone and ain't nothing on this motherfucker but gloom and doom, I don't want to be here. So I got 2 options. I ain't suicidal, so that takes the first option off the table. I ain't killing myself. Only option I got left is to change this shit for the better. I got to take everything that they got and make that shit better. Now, if I was y'all these last 2 videos, this one and the one I got interrupted on before when the phone dropped the call, I would share the shit out of this to every motherfucking religious organization, secret society, and gangbang I could find. And I would just ask them, before you cast judgment, there's 7 keys here. You got to go through all 7 of them to get to the crown, which is the one I'm doing now, the last one. They in order. It's 4 then 3. Right? 4 then 3. No. All of this connected dot ass shit. Mazel, don't no woman want no doormat for a man. Don't no woman want a doormat for a man. But at the same time, she don't want motherfucking Hitler either. She don't want a tyrant in her house either. And it's the man's responsibility to bring the greatest essence of the woman out by trying to be the best man he could be, whether she there or not. If you about your business as a man, you're not going to find very much interest in a partial woman, a female. She's just female by gender. She's not a woman yet. She won't move you. She won't stir you. She won't get your attention. The pretty box, when you find out she dumb as a box of rocks, that shit not going to work no more. You're going to take the plain Jane that can contribute to the cause over the motherfucker that look like a model that don't know that ditzy bitch. You know? So, any questions, comments, or concerns that I need to address before I get out of here? Thank you, Chelsea. Me and you got destiny. It's in your name. Destiny is in your name. Me and you got business to tend to, Chelsea. Your name is Holy Rod. Look at it. It's an anagram. Your last name. You already know what's up. Portia, you know what to do. Yep. I came to bring the pain, hardcore to the brain. Let's go inside the astral plane. So, the song is Everything They Owe. Ghetto gospel. Everything They Owe, ghetto gospel. No More Pain. Staring Through the Rear View. Ambitions as a Rider. And Thug Style. It's one more. Under Pressure. If you run them in the loop, you can tap directly into the astral form of Tupac. Now, Tupac ain't gone. He's physically here. I seen him at the All Eyes on Me premiere with Shock G. He was there. Right before your very eyes, you won't even realize that you can't see me. Right? Now, also, not only was he with Shock G, he got videos on YouTube right now where he talking to you motherfuckers and y'all don't even know it's him. He in disguise. Now remember what he said. Right before your very eyes, you won't even realize that you can't see me. He there. Now, because people was going to think he was dead, and it would have caused an emotional backlash for them to send prayers up to a motherfucker that's not dead, he had to create something that they call an astral matrix. And the only way to tie you into his astral matrix is a song called No More Pain. And once you get in there, then that's where you see what he described as Thug's Mansion. It's a mental projection of the mind of Tupac Amaru Shakur, who y'all didn't know was the King Tut of Egyptian history that was ran over by the chariot and bust upside the head with the motherfucking anvil axe. It was like an axe, but it was made with a ball on the end of it. It's a battle tool. After they ran him over with the chariot, he didn't die. When they took him back into the palace, they whopped his ass in the head with this stick with a big stone, or a metal stone on the end of it. And they swatted him in the back of the head because they didn't want him to take power back then. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? You can't stop my little brother from getting his shit now. Big brother home, little brother go get your shit. That's how we do this. Little brother go get your shit. Anybody don't know what I'm talking about, need to watch my Machiavelli military strategy Tupac Decoded video. Then y'all know where his territory is, and y'all know why his name is Tupac Amaru Shakur. Then that'll make a little bit more sense to you. All this shit, I'm telling you all this shit. In that video, I don't just stop with Tupac. I go all the way to Nipsey and tell y'all that this is the uniting of the red and the blue lodge. This is the red star and the blue star rising together for the first time in thousands of years. We finished with this bullshit, and I'm tired of motherfucking taking it. So, I hope y'all like me going through all them sayings for you, because sometimes it be so tedious that people get bored. But where we at right now, look, you're starting to see the ether come back. That's the top ether, because it's not going to come down low enough. But you can still see, you can see the connection. Anyway, I ain't going to hold y'all no more. Mazem, I'm glad you brought Easy up. Because if I didn't resolve the Easy E matter, I wouldn't be done and I couldn't end this video. Because Easy E not dead either. Now, what are all these people that's looking like they dead, look like they dead for? They are vexing grievances about matters that affect humanity as a whole, that once I get to this point, I have to resolve. Easy E and Magic Johnson chose to address HIV awareness, right? Tupac and Biggie chose to address black-on-black violence and African American or Native American oppression in this land. So they came across as what you call a thug in order to bring attention to their vexing grievances. Go back to Haitian Jacks. He said Tupac had 22 months to vex his grievance. He's a master. You know what he's doing. So who else? Jigga. Jay-Z vexed the grievance that in the business world, there are certain things in play that prevent us from being successful in business. And he had to expose them. So you got to go back to a couple of Jay-Z songs. The Fade to Black. Why is he fading to black? Wasn't he supposed to come out black? What that mean? You can't fade to black unless you sink into the noon. You can't fade to black unless you sink into the noon. Who is the noon? The number 13. MS-13. Miss 13 is Tarek. That's Queen Mother Isis, the great mother who sits on the throne, who's about to crown her son King of Kings, Lord of Lords. This is right there, and it's all in your face. I just got to tell you what it means. So Eazy-E was bringing the attention to HIV. Now, how do I know what Eazy-E's role is, and how do I make the connection? He came out black on black violence, but he left out with Bones, Thugs, and Harmony. He left with Bones, Thugs, and Harmony. Harmony is the music. The Thug is the Tupac connection through the what's that? One of the Bone Thug, Busy Bone. And that's connection through Busy Bone. That connects Eazy-E and Tupac through Busy Bone. Now, the bone, right? I got to find out, what is this bone? This is the skull and the crossbones of the pirate that was stolen by the Skull and Bones Society. And this is the source of the Bush family, and they were the ones behind the creation of the HIV in the laboratory. It's all right there. I could do this shit for all day long, but I don't want these videos to be so long that you can't watch the whole thing. So Eazy-E told me that the government created HIV, right, in order to stop the Queen, right? So now, Bone Thugs gave a commemoration song, said, meet me at the crossroads. What's the crossroads? The crossroads is where all of their entertainers go to sell their soul, where they go to meet the Baron. Baron is what they call Baron Samadi. That's my first lower. That's my African lower. So when you see the video, when you see the dude eyes turn black, remember, fade to black, Jay-Z. So the guy eyes turn black in the Bone Thugs video at the crossroads when he go to reaping the harvest, when he goes to collecting the souls. But he really not collecting the souls because look, everybody in white except Eazy. Why Eazy not wearing white? Why Eazy not wearing white? In the video, Eazy not dead, that's why he wasn't wearing white. But he went to the crossroads. How did he go to the crossroads? He promised me, right? Eazy-E promised at the crossroads is just this. I will use my voice. I will use everything I have to bring the light to the HIV issue. So he put his life on the line for what he believed in. He not physically dead, but he had to hang himself in effigy. He had to hang his image in effigy in order to bring the attention to the HIV crisis, which took me back to Dr. Sabi, which tied me back into Nipsey Hussle. When we got back to Nipsey, we found this was about the uniting of the Red and the Blue Lodge as Nipsey was trying to bring Bloods and Crips together. So Nipsey had to hang himself in effigy in order to facilitate a union in the two brotherhoods. Not assassination of character. The assassination of character was what R. Kelly accepted and Bill Cosby and Dr. York. Assassinate my character, but don't take my life. Remember what they was told in the book of Job. Do anything you want, but don't kill him. I'm coming for mine. All of them. Chief, Angel Bay, I'm coming for mine. Malachi York, I'm coming for mine. Larry Hoover, I'm coming for him. Marion Sugar Bear Night, I'm coming for mine. You motherfuckers drop my motherfucking keys to my kingdom is what you do. Goddamn right. I ain't mad at you. Gotta do what you gotta do. See, Tupac told y'all, he said, look, it don't make sense right now. He told you in the beginning, it don't make sense right now. None of this. He said, but I promise you, when it's all over, man, everything gotta come out. I'm bringing it all out now. So, when you brought Easy up, that brought me back to Harrio, which tells me I have to also talk about Rap-A-Lot once again, James Prince. Because he was under what you call the code of respect. His sacrifice was that no matter what happened in his life, he cannot violate the code of respect or he died physically. He never violated it. So I had to do a video addressing him, addressing the guys in Brooklyn that robbed the guy and cut his face up from his group because people about to get somebody hurt, dipping in some shit they don't know what they doing because they trying to make him violate the code of respect and they'll get violated before he do that. Goddamn right, Mazel. Let my people go. I'm here for them. They all know I'm here. Now watch. When they all come out now, when all of the pedophile rings of these high profile motherfuckers come out. See, I don't want motherfuckers locked up for 25, 30, 40 years. I want to just go ahead and bring them out in the public. If you was raping babies and you a man, no anesthetic, just cut your nuts off. And if you was eating them, no anesthetic, we just gonna cut your tongue out, cut your lips off in front of everybody around the world. This shit gonna be live, CNN, Fox News broadcast, dismembering you bitch-made motherfuckers for doing this shit to these women and kids and for fucking these dudes' brains up like this. So, I don't got no mercy. Remember what he told y'all. If I'm not successful, this next motherfucker not gonna have no mercy. I don't got no mercy. The only reason why we ain't just tear this bitch up and go through the long way, because mama says save as many as you can, as many as that want to be saved, you gotta save them. And I told her that's what I agreed to. So anybody that want to know the way out, me. If you want to know the way out, me. M.E. Morpheus Emeritus. I am not emeritus. I'm the motherfucking valedictorian of this class. I don't care if y'all got questions. Y'all can ask me anything. These motherfuckers can't fuck with who and what I am. I'm on a whole nother level. I'm on a whole nother fucking level. Tell them to catch up. Tell them to catch up. And for all of y'all that was confused before, I'm going to leave y'all with what my brother Tupac said. You don't have to worry. You can ride with me now. Busters are quick to scream. How they die for we now. Only got one click. They platinum backs on the road. Fags change when we rush these hoes. Yeah, Chanel. I'm just clowning around now. I done showed y'all every fucking sign to show y'all who I am. And some. And some. So y'all should be sharing the shit out of this just off the fact of, even if you don't believe me, you just got to ask one question. What if this nigga right? Even if you don't believe me, you got to ask that one question that got to be resolved. The what if factor. What if that crazy motherfucker on the other side of this goddamn screen is right? That's all you got to resolve now. You got to resolve nothing else. If you don't know who the fuck I am, I can't help you at this point. You're on your own, and you're going to end up having to deal with it the way you have to deal with it within yourself. Because I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I'm not holding nobody else's hand. I'm done with that shit. All of the motherfucking soldiers, and y'all know who y'all is, we on deck. This is the reclamation. I told y'all I was coming for the keys to the kingdom. I done unlocked every fucking lock. Now, as these sisters stomp around the walls of Jericho, watch these motherfuckers come tumbling down while I scream at the top of my voice, let my people free. And one of the things I can't wait to hear is this punk ass Don King, which was one of the 3 imposter kings. He was an imposter king for a reason. There was a king that was an imposter named Don, and there was 2 Bush kings that was, you needed 3 imposters. He was the miser king who stole the wealth of the righteous, Mike Tyson. I'm talking to you. Anybody that know Mike Tyson, let him know I got a message from Customato when he ready. Straight from the motherfucking bottomless pit where I went and got him from. I got a mission for Mike Tyson that Customato is sending to him. He don't have to accept the mission, but he need to hear the information. He need to hear the information, and it's up to him whether he capitalize on it or not. Don King bitch ass need to be screaming, Babylon the Great has fallen. The great harlot has fallen. Yeah. Now, when I do catch up with Mike, and I do catch up with Don, and I look Don old ass in his eyes, I'm going to tell Don King if he want to keep any of his money, he going to finance the Customato mission for Mike Tyson for free. He going to promote every fucking thing Mike do for free until the goal is accomplished. Or else he's going to live poverty from here forward for the rest of his days in this incarnation and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, until the queen pulled my foot personally off his neck. He will never see wealth again. Ever. Unless he do what he's supposed to do right by Mike Tyson. And the culmination of what him doing right by Mike Tyson is also his redemption for all the wrong he did to every other fighter other than Mike Tyson. And I'm going to have a watchdog, understand me, I'm going to have a watchdog standing over his back watching every pencil stroke named Al Heyman. How you like that, Don? Bitch ass king, fake ass king. I'm going to shave your motherfucking head myself. No barber ain't allowed to touch that shit because you'd have no right to wear a crown doing them brothers like you did them, and you was a only motherfucker.